In your most bullish scenario, what do you think Bitcoin can do this cycle?
200 bags, 250. The only thing that you can be clear on right now, based on everything throughout the history of crypto, is Bitcoin is king, bro. And everything else is chump change.
Because I'm not that bearish on the market, especially not bearish on Bitcoin. What I'm extremely bearish on is altcoins, though.
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
I lost 300k in December trading perps. I wish I had just stuck to safe things like chasing yield on stables, which I'd been doing for a year or two. Now I'm down to my last 30k, money my mum loaned me to get restarted. If I don't make it back, I'm quitting this crypto shit. F it all. So he's gone from 300k to 30k.
Weak, bro. Weak. Yeah, I can go, man.
Get out. Stop for a little day.
You're not gonna try and stop him, no?
No. It's not made for. I'm trying to stop him. It's not made for people like you, bro. You should just go do something else. Trust me. I think it would be better for your mental health. Because to go from 300 down to 30, and it's the last 30 that your mom gave you, you're gonna be thinking about that money hard. So to put you.
Wait, he went down from, I think he actually went up to 0, then his mom spotted him 30k. That's what I'm saying, he's weak, fam. He actually blew his account, and then his mom loaned him 30k.
Whole time, mumsy. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, fam.
So your mum, I need a quick loan. What's it for? Just pups, couple pups. It's not major.
That make you tell his mother what to do with that. Listen, do we actually, like, do you know how aggressive you have to be to lose 300k in, like, down to 0? Like, you must have been doing 50x leverage, 40x leverage, even 100x leverage. You know what I mean? I know he didn't try 1000x because he ain't got a balls for that, but I mean, dude, you've been playing this safe, and then all of a sudden, what changed your strategy? I'm telling you, it's probably crypto too. I'm telling you, probably what some dunnies said, like, yeah, I took 30 grand or I took $300 to 3 mil. It's like, yeah, I can copy that. He's a waste, man. What are you doing trading perps? It's not for you. Stick to what's been working, chasing yield, and making sure your yield is safe. And the worst thing is, yeah, if you just bought spot, even if it's XRP or even this Solana or whatever, you'll still be, yes, you're down a couple of percentage points, but you'll still be salvageable, in my opinion. So, unnecessary L, man. Unnecessary L. Iris.
Yeah, this guy is lost. 300k, starting with that amount is healthy. It's admirable. You're a third of the way to a milli. And now you're 30k. That can be gone in a blink of an eye if you're not careful. And what we said all this time, perps are dangerous, long and short, and especially when you don't know what you're doing. And I think your track record shows that that's the case. You don't know what you're doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, and the only thing that was working for you was yield, you should just go back to the yield or just jump out.
Even professionals that I know what they're doing, that been in this game for 10 plus years, 20 plus years, they are cautious. They are looking probably less than 2% of their available capital towards any trade. No matter how, listen, even if God whispered into them in his dream, yeah, like, yo, this is things going to the moon, you still don't allocate your whole bag to it. Like, it's insane how you fumble the bag like this. And then luckily, Mumsy's around to help you bail you out. But she won't always be around, I'll tell you that much. So,
yeah, well, better luck next time, and let's try and stay off the perp casino. But let's go on to the next one. Last year, I created a GoFundMe campaign for a fake car accident. I made up a story, just lies. People donated with kindness in their hearts, and I raised about $4,000. I put all of it into a shitcoin because influencers were saying it will be the next big thing in crypto gaming. I was convinced I'd get rich and told myself I'd eventually do something good with the money. Now I'm down 80% and I wake up every day asking myself, how can I make up for this? Still holding my bag and praying. I don't know who my man's praying to, but it definitely ain't God. It might be the devil, because what this guy doing?
Brad, you know the type of scumbag you have to be to lie to the internet, yeah? To say like you're going through something or something mad's happened, bro. Because real stuff is going on in the world, bro.
Facts.
Like real stuff, like real terrible stuff. And if somebody would give money to you, even if it's only $4 grand, bro, that is a very long way for like some people in some other countries that are actually going through some stuff. This guy is like the scum of the earth, blood. But you know what's worse? Instead of my man saying, okay, I'm going to see this as an investment and these people are believing they need to multiply this peas, he goes and slap it on some meme coin or some online, says to buy. Lad, this guy needs help, bro. This guy needs reformation, bro.
Oh, my man said it's praying to devil, not God, fam. But I tell you what, yeah. You're right. He's a scum. You lied about being in a car accident to raise funds. So that means you know what you were doing. It wasn't like, oh, I accidentally someone started sending me money. You purposely lied and pressed that GoFundMe page, only to take that money and put it into crypto. But karma is a bitch, because what ended up happening, you put the fund that you got into all the coins that are out there that can like moon and make you millions and like basically proliferate your account. You put it in the worst coin, and now you're down 80%. I mean, just never a strategy. You don't know what you're doing. You're just gambling. You took the money that people gave you at the kindness of their own heart, and then you put it into the meme coin casino. What do you think is gonna happen? And the worst part is this guy is doing the cardinal sin thing you never do. Man's bag holding meme coins. Bag holding meme coins. I'll leave it at that. But karma is real. See what I mean? Karma is real.
This guy, one way or another.
Nah, it's true. Karma's real. What are you saying, Harris?
No, I was just gonna say, one way or another, this guy will get what's due to him. You know, everything in this life, you know, happens for a reason. So you might think he's got away with it, and he's telling himself that, you know, if I had made money, I would have done something nice down the line. But really and truly, if this guy had made, let's say, I don't know, a few hundred bags, even 10 to 15K, he wouldn't have done anything with it. He's only telling himself that because now he feels guilty.
He wasn't giving back. He's a scum. He wasn't giving back. If he became a billionaire tomorrow, he wasn't giving back. He would have gone on a binge drinking, binge whatever, and just blew all that money down. So he's a scum. 100%. No way he was going to give that back to anyone or give back to the community. No way.
Right. He definitely wasn't.
Do you know how crazy this is? For you to literally create a fake GoFundMe campaign just to lie to the people and go use that money for crypto. And the worst part, you use it on the wrong crypto. If you just say, yo, I put on Bitcoin and I'm hoping for a 200% gain or something, which is not a lot, but cool. You'll be like, hey, I guess times are hard, but at least you're hustling. But you're just a kid.
Yeah, I mean, you summarize it well there. I mean, for me, what you've invested is done. It's not bouncing back. It's not the next big thing. You will exit liquidity for the influences that you were following. As for what you can do to soothe your soul, I don't know if I can even help you there, but just lay awake at night and think about what you've done, because you've done some heinous stuff. But with that being said, welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on audio platforms, don't forget to leave a review, because that enables us to make more episodes. And if you are interested in trading, check out the link in our show notes or in the description. You can trade with MEXC and you can get some free bonuses. So other people who've been getting bonuses are people who have already been invested in the market, because we have pumped We'll be talking about a lot of pumps today, but the first pump we'll be talking about is the crypto market pump, and leading the charge is Bitcoin at $111,000. It's been a while since we've been back in this territory, and it seems to be a bit stable. Is this a breakout or a fake out? We've sort of seen this this story before. We're not quite in Q3 as some of us have, predicted that. Actually, we are in Q3. I mean, Q4, as some of us have predicted that will be the time for things to shine. So, with all that being said, what do you make of this latest breakout?
Fake out or breakout based on pump.fun doing an ICO.
No, a bit.
No. Hey, what, you think Bum.Fun is the one controlling the market?
Hey, we'll get into that. But fake out or breakout. I see bare people online saying, including CZ, saying, I hope you bought the dip. The dip's here. You should have bought. We're at a new all-time high now. See Ethereum going up.
What dip? For what?
What he was justifying? He was justifying the fact that anything that isn't all-time high is a dip. Like the periods of time between all-time highs are a dip. If you bought Bitcoin at 100K and now it's at 120, I hope you bought the dip. Anyway, so yeah, I reckon fake out or breakout. I'm just looking at the market. Things look like they're heating up a little. I don't know, man. I reckon we're at a point now where there's still no clear direction. The only thing that you can be clear on right now, based on everything throughout the history of crypto, is Bitcoin is king, bro. And everything else is chump change. And
wow.
If you get into looking at all these charts and all this data and all these metrics, like I looked over how different Bitcoin, total market cap and ETH perform throughout different months, the seasonality, all of that. Bro, there's no clear direction. All I know is in July, Ethereum is probably going to not do well. Bitcoin's going to do reasonably well. Like we're talking plus 7% was the average. If Bitcoin does a plus 7% average from where it started, which I think was like 106, then we'll see a new all-time high. We're like 10 days into the month, we see the new all-time high. There's still space for it to go. All of that, yeah. And you think about it and you think, if nothing negative happens, things will probably stay similar, the same, like slowly going up. If something positive happens, the market could go parabolic. And yeah, but I'm just gonna shoot out there. Like the altcoin the whole altcoin market is still looking mad weak because Bitcoin is looking way too strong, bro. Because for something like Ethereum to pop or Shrey to pop or Virtual to pop, Bitcoin's gonna have to go down because where else is the money coming from? Like, where is the stimulus for money coming into the market? But yeah, that's just me. Would you reckon?
Where do I even begin? Okay, I'll take it from here. Is it fake out or breakout? Like he said, like no one truly knows whether it's fake out or breakout. I won't say I believe that we are going down because I just don't have the information. No one has enough information to claim. You including CZ, he doesn't. And the thing about it is that one thing I hate about crypto so much is that CZ, because he used to be obviously the CEO of Binance, every time he does something and he says, "Oh, did you buy the dip?" You see all this shit flowing, so they're like, "Oh, breaking news! CZ said, did you buy the dip?" I'm like, how is that breaking news? You know what I mean? Like, just want to get out of the way first of all. Second of all, I mean, looking at the metrics right now, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is getting crazy bananas. Well, like literally 65% of Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum is 9.2% dominance, and then the rest of the shit coins are shitcoining. You know what I mean? But we've always said the safest thing to go through, because right now we're basically on uncharted territory. Like literally, any Bitcoin could sneeze and then it could break the previous all-time high. And look at the chart right here. We've held that 8-tron breaker from like 107 range. Now we broke through that 109.500 range. Now we've now basically sitting close here around that 111, and literally less than a percentage away from or breaking all-time high. So it starts. It's safe to say we'll probably break all-time high if we haven't really broken it. I think we have broken it actually. Literally, the difference is literally like 70 cents. So I'm sure on some exchanges it's already be broken. But what I can make here is like there is like this personally for me, the only thing I'm interested in this area right now is shorting. The buying at this range is crazy. Like hear me, I'm not gonna say I'm bearish on the market, whatever. I think there are other opportunities you kind of capitalize on, personally for me. But longing, because easy said to divide the dip is stupid from this range. If you're gonna long, you could have longed at 97K on the dip. If you did it, then I think the only thing I'm interested in this range is shorting around that 112 range or just above that previous all-time high that we made in early May. So was it early May? Yeah, it's early May. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at potential short situation. I've already started, I think I told you in the previous part episodes, I've already started building some short positions, very small. So like even though Bitcoin has hit 111 new all-time high, I'm not sweating because it's a very short, like a very small short position, because I'm not that bearish on the market, especially not bearish on Bitcoin. What I'm extremely bearish on is altcoins though, because I think if you're gonna build a short position, you want to build around these altcoins because they're the one that, especially the hype that's been moving like crazy. Solana comes in soon because you got the Solana ETF that might be accepted. That could be a positive catalyst in the market that might push things up a little bit. But I see maybe another push up to maybe 120K, and then probably a massive correction back down to that weekly or monthly fair value gap, which is basically 96K or below. So like the weekly support is holding firm at 75K. I can put a whole Bitcoin was still gonna visit this place before August. So we're in July now. So I'm looking to see what the weekly flows look like, but I'm pretty certain we'll visit this fair value gap again, which is 75K range. When? I don't know. I'm not a guru. I won't predict. I won't tell you that. Like, I don't know exactly when that's gonna happen. But we've had a crazy quarter, and then we have.
Does that mean you're gonna short?
That right now, like the thing about it is like whenever you're in uncharted territory and then you're like basically on price discovery, why would you buy it? The only thing that I would be interested in is short it. You know what I mean? Like it just like if you I guess you can buy higher and sell higher, but where do you sell higher? Like you know what I mean? Do you buy now and sell 120? Do we think it's good to 120? You could go to 117 and correct back down to the weekly FVM called FVG. So you truly really don't know until you have more data available. I think as this week closes, we'll know more if there's strength in this breakout. Let me store that so far around the all-time high, but I'll wait a bit more. I'll wait for a couple more days before you start thinking of trying to short the pickle top, because and then I think we all know this interest in the Bitcoin ETF has driven this massive rally by Bitcoin from like 8K range. So we'll see how it goes. But for me personally, I'm keeping an eye on Bitcoin only, and Ethereum is still Ethereum. I mean, it's at 2.7, yippee, nothing big deal here. But a lot of influencers are like, oh man, Ethereum about to melt off them. Okay. We'll see. So I'm keeping an eye on the chart, making sure that the plan is still the plan, which is obviously to try and build a more short position around that 111K range to 115K range. So that's kind of like my plan in the short term. Long term, we're bullish. Obviously, you know this, we're a bullish channel. But right now, I wouldn't now start longing from all-time high. Like, that is insane. Like, I would love to see someone justify longing at this range. I don't care if it's XRP or Solana. I want to know why you wanted the longer at this range. That's why I'm kind of interested in. Harris.
Yeah, I mean, when I first, because I've been all over the place this week, so I haven't really been in the markets, so to speak. But when I was preparing for the show and I saw that we were in 111, I was like, oh, okay. I was pleasantly surprised. As for whether this is a breakout or a fake out, it's obviously hard to tell. I think we'll have a better idea. Usually, if it's a fake out, you find out somewhat quickly. If it's a breakout, the price is probably going to be stable, and then it will start trying to push. And then obviously, depending on resistance, etc., it may drop before it actually starts to rally. But I want to know from both of you. Obviously, we've said in the past like 120, 130, maybe 150. In your most bullish scenario, what do you think Bitcoin can do this cycle?
200 bags, 250.
I will be cautious. I would say 170, 180, because everybody's gonna. Because the 20K whole number is a psychological number. So the same way, look how long it took us a huge momentum to break through that 100K barrier eventually, and we did broke over. We broke over. We consolidated on top of that range, and then we now are at 111, which is great news. But I think we'll fall short of 200K, probably 190, 180. So I'll be conservative and say 180.
Yeah. I think, the psychological barrier would be very interesting. But yeah, I'm leaning towards that sort of 160 to 190 range, probably like say 180. So yeah, I'm in the same sort of mindset as you when it comes to that. But someone whose mindset is being questioned is Ton, as Telegram's Ton jumped over 10% after they claimed that the UAE had partnered with them to give them a golden visa, or any Ton staker a golden visa. And it appeared on the website. It was retweeted by the CEO of Ton and obviously CEO of Telegram. But then it came out that the UAE actually came out and publicly denied that this was the case, because the details of it were, because I saw this live and I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of a dope scheme. Stake 100 bags for 3 years, pay 35K in fees for like agent fees or whatever, and get a 10-year golden visa in the UAE. I was like, okay, lit. How do I stake?
You and your family.
You and your family, not just one person, not one application, also dependents. So when I saw this, I was like, yo, this is kind of dope. Let me bookmark this. But then obviously it came out that that wasn't the case. But I wonder how many people actually staked as a result of it. and now trapped. You don't think so?
Staked because of that. Nah, man.
Why not?
Man. Because, like, think about the type of people that would say, I'm going to stake 100 grand in Ton. We're talking people that have crypto and they're like, right, this is it. Man can go somewhere else and I can pay no tax or whatever when I sell my crypto. They would have gone, they would have been scouring the internet, bro, because these men are internet warriors, bro. Like, if any one of the three of us was super serious on this, we wouldn't just go and stake. We'd start doing some DD, bro. And the DD, the knowledge that this wasn't real was like super easy to get, which is why a couple hours later it got debunked and people were like, yeah. So I don't even reckon anyone jumped on it and staked. Some people might have bought Ton.
That's why it pumped.
Eventually, that's why it pumped. But yeah, then it came back down like hours after when the UAE rejected the claim that they're supporting this.
It's funny. Even CZ commented. Go on.
I said even.
Yeah, CZ was basically saying that. Sorry, I was just gonna say before you jump in that CZ commented saying, "Yo, if this is real, I'm gonna get BNB on this as well." But he remained a bit skeptical. But yeah, sorry, go on. What were you saying?
No, I'm saying even man like Pavel would have had. I mean, he retweeted it, right? But at the same time, you can say he probably doesn't run his account. But you should have known better, man. I swear he's in Dubai after he got bagged.
He is, and that's what made me think, oh, this is actually legit.
Same. It's a shame. It would have been a deal, because when I first saw it, like you, I was like, 100 bags? Because right now, I think for you to get a golden visa, you have to spend like 400K in US dollars in property, like, or thereabouts in value.
There are different ways, but I think that's one of the main ways. Yeah.
That's like the main I have money ways, like, versus
exactly.
business or whatever. And bare people are just like, that's a lot of money, and I don't know if you can mortgage it out. Yeah, I think you actually have to have the 400 racks. 100k is looking a lot more appealing. Well, 135 because you have to pay that 35k for fees. But yeah, I just think it's a bit. It was looking saucy, and then yeah, it's fake. Cause bro, you went in to buy a visa to be an American citizen, like we spoke about on the show before. Right now, it's sitting at $5 million US. Like, the UAE infrastructure is getting bigger, it's getting better. 100 grand is a steal, bro. It's a steal.
$5 million to be a U.S. citizen, my God. I'd rather go to the store route, but I'm not giving them $5 million for that, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm trying to make here is, this is embarrassing for ton. This is embarrassing. Like, yeah, like, you might say, you can deflect, I go run my account, blah, 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 but the news was circulating for at least a couple of days, 3 days. So, you were in the retreat and you didn't see that this is going on. Like, this is because ton pump as a result of this. And I'm not really concerned about the pump too much, but like, what does ton have going for them right now? This was meant to be like another bullish catalyst. People, I remember like the influencers down X, they were like, breaking news. Yeah, you go to visa. If you're a ton stake, I was like, interesting. But for it to now come out, it's big, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry, it is. So at the end of the day, I think for me personally, ton had a huge potential, and I think things have been derosed ever since Pablo was arrested in France, and I feel like they haven't gone back on track ever since. And this would have been a nice way to kind of get back on track, but you know what I mean? This is the wrong time to be allowed fake news to step in the ecosystem, in my opinion. So, and then if you look at it, the news itself, the way it was kind of curated was a bit weird. It looked like it wasn't like it didn't look like it was verified news to me. And I never had to look into it. I'm like, okay, gotta be staking this 100k ton to get golden visa. It didn't make sense. Like, what's the incentive to UAE? You gotta give them a ton of tons. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just
got money.
Yeah, exactly. It got money. Okay, cool. Maybe I thought maybe they're using it to attract more talent, because then because obviously if they're gonna be on par with US, China, you need smart dunnies over there. You need top engineers. I mean, there's no top engineers in UAE, but you need more. The more engineers, the more top engineers you have, the better you're able to kind of stay on par with all these rising stars, like, you know what I mean, China and US. So other than that, UAE is not short of money. They don't want your ton. So if Pablo's not the pledging is sold to UAE, this isn't gonna happen. And then why would they need to do you a favor? Like, they could just give you 10 mil, 200 mil, and say, listen, you're now a UAE citizen, nothing more. So it's like, it just didn't make sense. Look at all those, and the thing about it, crypto X news is that a lot of them try to be fake or recirculated. So you really want to, like, before you act on it, before you say, all in, you want to probably wait a couple of days. Obviously, you could wait. You might miss the pump, whatever. But listen, pumps go and come back, fam. Like, any pump that you think you might miss, right back. People are saying Bitcoin is gone now. Watch. In a couple of months, you should buy the dip, See? So that's just kind of that was my initial thoughts when I first started. So it wasn't like, wow, I can't miss on this opportunity. Well, it was more like, let me sit back and see how the people react to this, because I'm not sure this is real news. So I'm not surprised it got rejected. So yeah, not good. It's not good for Ton. Like, Ton is slowly become the next TIA, and that's not good. Celestia is finished. So they don't want to be the next tier Celestia. Like, they need to be very, very careful.
Yeah, there's an old parable which is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And I think this was one of those situations. I desperately wanted this to be true. I was like, yo, that could be a nice addition to the portfolio, man. But yeah, obviously it turned out not to be the case. Is it going to do damage to them credibility-wise? Maybe in the short term. I think people have short minds unless, when it comes to crypto, unless it's something huge like fraud, or, the feds get involved, or, like the CC stuff with him going to jail and stuff like that. A failed partnership or a fake partnership is not good, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in any meaningful way. Obviously, they lost all the gains that they got from the announcement, but long term, I don't think people are really going to remember that much. I suppose the only thing it might do is if they do get genuine partnerships, people might think twice and, be a bit more hesitant moving forward. But obviously, if they tighten up, then that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame. And another shame that we have to come to terms with is Pump Fun has officially announced their token sale. It will be out in about 5 days, or 4 days from now, and the sale will last for 3 days. The total supply will be 1 trillion, and the total sale amount will be 150 billion tokens at $0.004 each, which equals about $600 million in sale with a $4 billion FV. So we've talked about the rumors, but now it is official. Pump Fun token is here. Which one are you man are buying?
One.
How much are you buying? That should be the question. How much are you buying? That's what we want to know.
Zero.
Zero.
Don't piss me off, man. Zero, bro. Listen. I'm gonna let Ricardo go first because I think he's got some bars for this one. I can go first if you want me to.
Let me just slide in real quick. Pump.fun is going in for a FDV of, what was it, 600 million?
No, FDV of 4 billion, but they're selling 600 million.
Selling 600 mil.
Yeah.
You know what? They've had the maddest journey. They got banned on X a couple weeks ago, but they're back. If you man scroll through, they're back, my guy. That's how I figured out. That's how I had.
I didn't even know they were banned. I didn't know.
We got banned for like 15 seconds. Don't know. Go on, I went on the XX today. I'm scrolling. I'm seeing Kraken retweet. MEXC retweets. Shout out to MEXC, by the way, sponsors and that. I'm seeing bear exchanges retweet. I'm seeing Elon saying, "Hey, yeah, this is coming," and I'm like, "Raw, this is like a lot of buzz for an ICO. Like the marketing wise, they're doing it properly." I don't know about Elon Musk.
No.
No. I wouldn't. Nah, I didn't see that. When you look at these, bro, we always know that the team are gonna be nice. So 20% makes sense. Existing investors, we always know that they were gonna be nice. But who are the existing investors? Them man have done like fucking 700 million revenue, bro. Who? Anyway, but yeah, I think am I gonna buy any? Listen, I think it's too late to buy. I think for me wanting to get into a coin like this, it's way too late for me to buy. I see them, going on and doing cool things in future. They've got a sick team of developers, like we keep saying. They have all the right stuff to do well. But if the market doesn't like them, the market doesn't like them, and they'll be priced out. What I think is mad though, is their creator rewards. So I don't know if you've gone on X, but they've been doing some mad marketing on X. So instead of like the regular, like, oh look, this person took his portfolio from X to Z, they've been doing things like, oh, this guy retired his family with Pump.fun creator rewards. Because you have kids out there doing 750k on creator rewards, 250k on creator rewards. And now they're saying with this token, you get some tokens back based on how many coins you create. So developers, how many coins hit bonding, how many coins hit 1 mil. Listen, the way how they're distributing to the community and ecosystem via incentives is looking mad. They're giving away money for live streaming, like tokens for live streaming, and the interest that you get live streaming. So one of our episodes are going to be a live stream. Just putting it out there. But yeah, it's looking like a mad ICO. I want it to do well, but I just feel like the market was
It's looking like a wild herring, Barrick. It's looking like
a decent ICO. I ain't gonna mind. I'd rather win some tokens. I'd rather go on live stream, bro. You get me?
Rather get an airdrop.
Tokens. Yeah, I'd rather get dropped.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in on this. Let me slide in next year. Reality check. Yeah. Daily revenue peaked at over 7 million on January 23 and January 23rd, 2025, and then it's plunged more than 92%, right down to 500K. Market obviously cooled. You know this, like market cap of graduated projects now dropped from tens of millions to rocket bottom range of 50K to 100K. So when last time you saw a token graduate at 6 billion? It's been a while since a Bitcoin graduate at billion. And then they're looking market share because Let's Bank now has a market share of 51%, pumped up Finance Japan to basically 40%. So it makes sense for them to be doing an ICO. This is a money grab. And I'll dive deeper into the token distribution. When you are doing 32% for ICO, and I think this also includes pre-sale, so and there's existing investors as well, and there's teams, there's community ecosystem, all have there's no transparency, and basically there should be balance between how much you're giving to investors, how much you're giving to the team, and how much you're giving to the community for the ecosystem long term. But why are you giving 13% to existing investors? They've already been eating off the revenue before. And on top of that, you give 20% to the team. And on top of that, included in the ICO, which includes pre-sale, you're giving that 35%. How much of that is the pre-sale? We don't know. What I know is that pre-sales happened, and we don't know what is flowed for. And what Ricardo said hit the nail on the head. You said it's too late for MENDEM to get involved. It's absolutely too late, man. They're selling at 0.004 to regular investors that go about an exchange and stuff now. But if you pre-sell, what did they get it for? 0.06. Like, it's just on a fair advantage. And then I think if you truly believe in the team, which me, I think is a bit iffy, I think, Rick, you know more about the team than I do. And then even with crypto projects that have a sick team, they don't always do well. It's not about, this team, whatever. It's about the idea you have put forward. And the one thing that Prompt Front had going for them is that they already have an existing business that's doing decent and fairly well. So I think if you want to get involved, the best thing is just let it come out publicly, see how it does for a week, then jump in. Rather than trying to get a small allocation here and there. I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion. I just feel like the lack of transparency, the opaque governance, the overvalued fundraising, personally for me is not a good taste. And this is not going to end well, in my opinion, because this looks like a typical money grab. How do I know this? Because I've been part of a lot of ICOs, and this token, the distribution here, it's not fair on investors. It's a pure money grab. I don't care what anyone tells me.
It's better than Trump and Melania. I'm back.
Boy, you say that, but I made money off Melania, so I don't know about that one. This one,
You and I are one of like 50 out of the thousands of people that I saw.
I hear that. It may be. I think it's gonna be bad. I think that the way I'll play it, I'm not gonna buy the ICO. I'm not gonna buy it on exchanges. What I'm thinking of doing, if I do anything at all, is with this launch, I think it's going to be a liquidity suck. But I think there'll be opportunity. So if you are in the trenches, listen up. With this big token event happening, we know that there's going to be copycats. There's going to be a lot of activity on the platform. They're probably going to be pumping their own token on their own platform as well. And there's going to be derivatives. There's going to be a lot of people talking. There's going to be so much activity. and activity, chaos is an opportunity to make money. So if you have a risk appetite, and this is obviously not financial advice, but you are open to a little bit of risk, I think that looking at beta plays in the pump fund ecosystem and potentially on competing platforms such as Bonk, etc., could yield some crazy ROI. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. If anything looks interesting, I'm going to be documenting it on our Discord. So don't forget to sign up to that too. Well, with that,
Wait, I forgot one important point that I forgot to mention. Yeah,
go on.
one important point I forgot to mention is that the worst part of this token sale is that there is no public lockup or linear release schedule, which means insiders that got in on the pre-sale or even lower, they can literally sell or launch and literally just dump on the market. So why would you rush to go buy this exchange? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to participate in this token sale, you certainly don't know what you're doing. You certainly don't. So that's my opinion in it. So yeah.
You just believe the hype, man. Memes are here forever, man. Man, like Morad said, memes are the new community, man. Memes are the thing.
Meme super cycle. If you believe in that, you definitely invest in this. But you think it's the next ICO, the next great thing. You probably think it's the next BLE, but for me, no.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I was looking at the announcement, right, there was something that kind of surprised me. Obviously, I saw the allocation, all of that. I was like, okay, whatever. But when they were describing the vision wasn't just, oh, we're gonna be, an exchange, or we're gonna be a casino or whatever. They were talking about trying to dominate social media. So I think they're really doubling down on the live streaming thing, and I think they'll move more into social and try and tokenize social things and social events. So live streaming may be the beginning. They may move into video, such as YouTube, may have a shorts platform, who knows? But if you're on these platforms and you make money from it, then it's something that could be, a huge consumer app. Obviously, it's big already, but even bigger than what we currently view it as. I'm also on Elon's X right now, and someone wrote the first crypto wedding live on Pump.Fun. Someone streamed their wedding. So I think you're going to get a lot of these interesting niche and maybe even bigger than niche scenarios whereby people are doing things and people are investing and spending money. And yeah, it could be very, very interesting. But maybe we should do the first podcast on Pump.Fun. If you heard it here. Maybe.
I just want to say, if no one is interested in seeing your wedding, let it be interesting. No one wants to see some crusty wedding dish thing, bro. Want to see someone that is actually interesting.
What, you think Jeff Bezos should have live streamed his wedding last week, yeah?
You don't play that anything.
True. That's true. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.